Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and today we're going to talk about Taiwan. And it just comes to me, I just noticed because I has been probably busy and not reading enough news. I just noticed on the 27th there is a news coming out, 27th of 2022 December, which is like 2 days, 3 days ago. Taiwan have officially announced that they have extended their compulsory military service from 4 months to 1 year, and this is actually a major development, and it's not talked about enough. It seems like it didn't appear on my Twitter feed. I only saw it today because of AZ Military uh posted one post about it, and it's actually very major. A training of 4 months is hardly enough. It's basically just basic military training, basic soldiering. So you only learn to maybe dig trenches, and you learn to shoot, get fitter, and learn understanding military commands. Learn how to get killed. But it's not very sufficient in terms of military training. Like in Singapore, our military service is actually 2 years. So to 1 year, it might not seem to be comparable to what we do in Singapore or in South Korea, but 1 year is sufficient, at least to do most of the military training. And this is actually a return to what they used to have. And so let's read this news by PBS, a news hour. I will just highlight some of the points as we go along. So the President Tsai Ing-wen has extended their compulsory military service from 4 months to a year. It will start in 2024, which I think is a bit late. I think they should just immediately just do it immediately, because this is actually getting threatened by the developments between China and Taiwan, because the China's People's Liberation Army has stepped up its military harassment, and they in response they are trying to change the military service. So ignoring who will actually get extended the which year is not important to us, because we are not Taiwanese. So Tsai Ing-wen say that so I know you guys in English you will pronounce this as Tsai Ing-wen, but it's actually in Chinese it's Tsai Ing-wen. So anyway, Tsai say that no one wants war, and this is true of Taiwan's government, which I think is politically wrong, because they are not Taiwan, they are China, they are Republic of China. So to say Taiwan, it is just you can see the evolution of how Taiwan is losing the identity of China, because they were Republic of China, and they are still officially Republic of China, but they have lost their identity of being Republic of China. Now Taiwanese just say they are Taiwanese. They just say Taiwan. So they say that this is true of Taiwan's government and people and the global community, but the peace doesn't come from the sky, and Taiwan is at the front line of the expansion of authoritarianism. And this is very similar to the kind of speech Ukraine say. I think this is an exaggeration. I wouldn't say this is China is expanding authoritarianism, because they are literally still in civil war between the two Chinas. So everyone welcome this conscription reform, and the White House welcome this information, and the AZ military post that I saw actually say that Japan is actually welcoming this change as well. I personally welcome this change as well, because the more militarily ready you are, the less likely war will happen. So unless you do something stupid, like in the Ukraine war. So anyway, so ignoring what the Americans say is not important. All these are not important. Nancy Pelosi is not important. So the plan set up Taiwan for increasing its defense capabilities. But it will depend on how they do the reform, according to a defense expert. And the 4 months long military conscription requirements is widely panned by the public as too short and not providing the training that the professional soldiers actually need. why this is the case is that most of the public, the older folks that went through the old military conscription, they know as a soldier that 4 months is ridiculously insufficient. As long as you went through military service, like I do, you will know that 4 months is ridiculously short. By the end of 4 months, you are still a stupid soldier. You don't know what you're doing. So in 2017, it was slashed down from 1 year to 4 months as they are transiting to all volunteer corps. And tentatively, the army is 188,000 strong. 90% are volunteers, with 10% are doing their required 4 months service. And it's only 10% because 4 months is very quickly over. So in a real conscription army, like in Singapore, this percentage is way higher. Like 70-80% is actually or at least 50-60% will be the conscripts. So 10% is ridiculously low. Basically, you can just don't count them as part of the military because they are just there for scout camp. So 73.2% of the people supports a 1 year military service. This is actually unusual because usually a civilian population that don't really like conscription. No parents want their kids to go to the military. Like usually they don't want, and 73.2% is clearly because they had this conscription culture and a heritage. Similarly, in Singapore, in the beginning when Singapore started conscription, it's not popular. A lot of people actually try to run away from the army. But by now, because literally every guy went through military, most of the guys went through military because some went to the police force or the fire department. So most of the population in Singapore also supports the military as well and supports military service. So this is the kind of a quirk that you probably will not see or understand. So in a country that do not have conscription, the percentage will not be this high. So according to Paul Huang, of a research guy from a Taiwanese foundation, he said that this is one of the basic steps that should have been done long ago. So which is nice. So this is actually happening. This is reported by AP as well. So let's go back to 2008. So this article is from August 7, 2008, where when Taiwan was having this very pro-China president, and they go to convert the military to all volunteer force. Why Republic of China? You see, is Republic of China had a conscript force because they were in a state of civil war, and the threat of war with the People's Republic of China, which is the China we know today, is very, very real. So by this time, peace have been around for quite some time, which is why they decided to try to convert into a full volunteer force, and which is basically a professional force. If not all volunteer force is actually professional force. So it will commence in 2010, and then they will start to reduce the number of conscript until the all volunteer force is established. And so the proportion of conscript in the military stands at 40%. So so that sounds a bit low. And they also call to reduce the number of troops from 200,000, from 300,000 to 200,000. And as we can see from the Ukraine and Russia's war, we know that 300,000 is the bare minimum we really need. Facing a much bigger foe, and 200,000 is actually a bit low. And as we can see from the article from PBS or AP, it's an AP article. They only have 188,000, right? They only have 188,000. See, so it's even lesser than 200,000. So there is widely insufficient. And as far as I understand from what I read, is that while they wanted a full volunteer force, no one wanted to volunteer. The amount of people wanted to join the military and to be a professional soldier or be the volunteer is just too low. They cannot sustain the military, which is probably why they had that 4 months again, if I'm not wrong. So anyway, I am not very versed. So basically, I just want to report about this important thing, because no one really cares about Taiwan very much. So let's see. So the volunteers have to serve 4 years with an option to apply for non-commissioned officer after completing the first year of service. So which is actually stupid. So it's not even a professional force in that sense. It's more like a volunteer force. It's like an extended conscription. So the monthly pay for the volunteer is double the minimum wage set by the government. So that is also shitty. And so they got shitty pay as well. And if they do not volunteer, they will still have to do a 3 to 4 months of basic military training when they reach military age. And so this is I would say it's a shitty plan in the beginning. Right up from the outset, it's a shitty plan. So this is a 2008 article. So in the end, it went back to a 1 year conscription. As far as I understand, let's see. So we can see another article. This is by the Diplomat. So the Diplomat actually wrote this article, trying to review about the Taiwan's all volunteer force, and they say they should compose under the current plan. By early 2015, they should have 176,000 volunteers, and a total duty force of 215,000. So, which they are definitely not having that number now. So that is a problem. So they are not getting enough volunteers. So you can see this is the part that I want to find. So the policy is trying to focus on the recruitment of volunteers, and they which will still have to complete the 4 months basic training, which went down from 1 year. And at its height, which is I think when I was much younger, they have a 2 years training, 2 years of conscription service, which is actually similar to Singapore. But during that height, Singapore's military training is actually 2.5 years. So it got reduced from 2.5 years to 2 years around a decade ago. So but a decade ago plus, I think that at the time, let me see. Yeah, before a decade ago, Taiwan actually have 2 years training. So they just keep weakening their military in the face of a strengthening China. So that makes zero sense geopolitically, and I think this is a good development. To have this means the chance of war will be lesser. So anyway, I just want to cover this topic. I think maybe you might be interested, and do check out the video I did about the Polisario. Basically, they are the Western Sahara or the Sahrawi Republic. So they are a republic. They are a country that try to go independent in Western Sahara next to Morocco, but Morocco claims the land, and they went into a civil war of sorts for quite some time. Some of the countries actually recognize the Sahrawi, but others do not. And Morocco is gaining strength to strength geopolitically, and this Western Sahara state is struggling to keep its relevance. So anyway, do check it out. I will put it in the link here, and if check it out, and I will probably redo it, but with a new dub. I will be the one saying the things. So let's see which one you guys prefer, and we can move forward as we see to build more content and more varied and different content for Defense Politics Asia. And please press the like button, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next update.